Okay, so it's still Saturday. I did the first one. I'm gonna do this one. For whatever reason, this one feels clunkier, so we'll see how it goes. Now, I must admit that part of my doing this sort of a project now is based on trying to jumpstart getting back into the pots after this disruption of the studio. And also that my big fair for mid September got canceled. So I have this sort of unexpected free time where I don't have to worry in the traditional way about table stock. And I've mentioned in the past how the potters that do wholesale, they get their period of experimentation more or less between getting out the last of the Christmas orders and the wholesale craft markets in February. There are just, frankly, times of the year where a lot of people can't afford to be, goofing off, playing around. They've got to just, produce things they know how to produce or they've already committed to making. Taking commissions can be this way too, because it depends on how adventurous the commission is. If you get a commission for something that's just a set number of something you already make, potentially it's no big deal. But if you get a commission for something that's odd, that's being ordered specifically because you don't have that already on your shelf, those can be very stressful, particularly depending on the client and how many times you have to try to make it before the client is pleased with the result. Okay, so there's those holes. Now this I want to clean up a bit. So this is the point where you begin to figure out, how thick that outer wall was. And the good news is you can actually just sort of look in that hole you just made with the drill and see. You don't have to guess or thump or any of the usual strategies. The other thing is, because this is a vase, if it's quote unquote a little heavy, potentially that just makes it more stable and in some ways safer. So one of the things that came up in grad school, they were talking about the design and making of vases. Not that that was a really popular endeavor, it just came up. Is that when you're done, or when for the flower arranger, the pot is just potentially the bottom half or quarter of the composition. So you're not necessarily making an artistic object that is complete. In fact, the whole emphasis is that it's not complete until the flowers are there. Similarly, you don't want a whole lot of razzle dazzle because the flowers are supposed to be the show. Okay, so now one truth of this is that this is only the first part of trimming it. Okay, so when I get it flipped over and I throw the foot ring, I actually get a whole nother opportunity to do what I've just done: thin the walls, finesse the contours, smooth things out. So, I might be happy with what I've done right here, or it might just be a stage along the way. It's okay. It's not a race. But there is less clay there now. Voila. See you tomorrow.